stream should be started. Let me double check. Change the YouTube thumbnail. Podcast replays, YouTube thumbnail. There we go. Perfect. Connection seems to be good. Oh yeah, I need to pull up Rumble. YouTube chats tend to pull up quicker than what's it called? Well, what am I thinking? Can't get my thinking straight. Which is useful because there's a lot of extra metrics I have to pay attention to. And this game runs a little bit too loud. Let's slow it down a little bit. That should be good. Now, I was thinking, Twitch is a lot more information that might pop up, so streams, raids, things of that sort. YouTube, I can really see the chats that pop up, and on Rumble, since that's not touching chat, I can't exactly look at the chat individually, so I have to remain off read them if I actually ever got one. But let's go ahead and get started. I wonder if my voice seems hearable over the music. It's quite loud. Also, really good music. Sorry. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Red Alert 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Red Allies, we have Grandpa. Spawn on the right side as the Cyan Empire, we have Use Lion. Of course, we got a Dojo Core, Instant Generator, another Dojo Core, so may see a third Dojo Core. Something being queued up, but that's walls. Something being also queued up, probably refineries. Maybe I aim for just one dojo. Yep, and we got some refinery cores. We got a Dogi. Starts making his way forward to make it crushed by the dojo core. And does get crushed there. Very good little pick there. Red was not paying attention. Still plays better than I do. Of course, got the Dojo Core advancing. Just had to double check one thing. The garrison now being laser blocked down. Very nice. And the garrison is destroyed. We've got a Prospector advancing. I need to get my microphone in better position. There it goes. So it may give me a little bit better. The Prospector is a very, very early Prospector. It looks like Red's going for eco game. No aggression, just eco. While Science is deploying likely a large defensive contingent force of Imperial Warriors. He's going to make his fans. There's actually a good number of Peacekeepers here as well. But these Peacekeepers are all his only defense. It'll be a bit of time before it gets on another airfield. The ore refinery should be queuing on up. That's a wall segment. That's a multi-turret likely. Not wall segment. Forward Dojo Core being deployed now. The garrison course has been cleaned on up. That's a worry about that. And now we do have a preemptive multi-gun turret here. Is another one queued up? Yes, that looks like walls actually. This anti-infantry multi-gun turret's all he needs to ward away the Imperial Warriors. Yep, and looks like our refinery's now in the build queue. It's a lot of Imperial Warriors. Does manage to get some shots there for multi-gun turret. Very nice. Now a massive bonsai charge coming on forward. He's trying to back away some distance. Multi-gun turret getting some great damage there. Something has worn off. Does throw out the shields there, trying to stall out his opponent. This Dojo Cores will get past. Multi-gun turret is getting some great damage in there. So great stall there with the shield, but these Dojo Cores will of course go on through. This garrison has been cleaned on up by that laser lock javelin. Very, very nice. Where is that laser lock javelin? Ah, he's in his own little box. It's like putting on a helmet on a little kid, but in this case it's a big box. That's actually meant to do something to protect him from outside forces rather than himself. Got the MCV packed on up. He's like going to try to use it to crush some... No, he's going for the naval expansion. We've got a refinery, has been deployed there, as well as a power plant. Vindicator does get a bombing run there. We do have one Vindicator out. Second Vindicator is on the build queue. Since he backed up his MCV, he cannot get any clearance level deployed on out to upgrade it if you're thinking about cryocopters. Lots of charge come forward, does get gunned down there. That one gets gunned down as well as that Dojo Core itself. The Dojo Core is being deployed now, like to try to be sold on up, does get cleaned up there. Very, very good defense by Red. Now he's going for a naval expansion. Cyan has deployed out his refinery here. He also realized that he's running for an early expansion. In fact, the command hub is still there. He hasn't sold off just yet. All does receive some fire from the Mecha or Jet Tengus. Jet Tengus flying about, maybe on some engagement there, perhaps onto the Peacekeepers. Apollos do find engagement there. One of them does transform away, does get one of the Jet Tengus, doesn't get any of the Apollos. That Apollo's now going to try to get some shots off and receive quite a bit of fire there. And the defensive Javelin troop there is getting some good shots there, so he can't loiter over the airfield with that Javelin troop there. I was thinking he was just trying to be defended from being gunned down, but it actually protects his airfield from being camped as well. Very good Javelin. We got the MCV now packed on up, making its way towards the sea. The Apollos now push his way forward, maybe trying to get out some more picks on the Jet Tengus. That one just got transformed and it does not get gunned down there. Huge swell of Jet Tengus now in the field. And he's going to try to pursue these Apollos, gain some good damage there, does do some maneuvering there to avoid fire, and does manage to avoid a lot of fire there. Very, very good micro on the Apollos in order to prevent them being shot down. Still got nice defensive force here. Very nice indeed. Naval expansion has been deployed out by Red. What is Red doing now? Second airfield being deployed now, and we do got another full wave airfield of Apollos. We got 6 Apollos in the field. That should be... There's a lot of Jet Tengus here. Does go in to try to interrupt some micro. A couple of Jet Tengus do get shot down, but all the Apollos will escape on out there. Just going for a bit of a poke and escape on out there. If you feel like the micro's going to hurt you, just don't micro. Find engagement where you don't have to micro, I guess. It's probably a horrible way to put it. But just a nice hit and run. Good bombs there on the oil derrick. And the Jet Tengus are flying about. He may have spotted them there. Does transform to avoid. That one may get gunned down. Does get gunned up, but not gunned down. A nice point defense drone has been put on out. We do have a multi-gun turret here, which can get overwhelmed by these Mecha Tengus. Another multi-gun turret has been put out. Vindicator bombs does come forward as well. A cryo shot coming forward, trying to get some of these guys, and he does avoid it entirely. But does receive a lot of multi-gunner missiles right there. And we've got Guardian tanks and multi-gunner IFVs on the ground. And Vindicator bombs are raining on in as well. He's going to try to... Oh, that's maybe not a good idea. He's trying to get a good hit there. Does get 2 of the Apollos, 3 of the Apollos. None of the Jet Tanks going down. 4 of the Apollos. 5 of the Apollos. And here is the anti-aircraft forces as well. And these Jet Tengus will be cleaned on up. So 1 Apollo remaining, but it does lose all those Jet Tengus. I honestly can't say. I think Cyan lost more resources in that engagement. But I honestly can't say it off the top of my head. Yari mini sub eyeing to push his way over here. And now we do got some chopper VXs here. That'd be good for anti-aircraft purposes. Maybe get out some tsunami tanks at this point in time. And more chopper VXs. Oil derrick are seizing another bomb run, severely wounded. We do have some torpedoes now being thrown into the refinery. We do have a seaport as well. Another Yari mini sub, and it's not in a good position there. He does get gunned down there unnecessarily. Bomb run does come forward, didn't get the last voyage off. And do have a hydrofoil, just trying to prevent these onesie-twosie harassments with the weapon chamber. But now there's or Yari mini subs making their advance. Do we have another multi-gun turret deployed on out of the field? It does just last voyage there. Did he blow up on his own guys there? Because I think a couple of torpedoes and one last voyage is enough to take it out. So he may actually destroy his other Yari mini sub with that. The oil refinery is severely wounded. It's pretty close to being last voyage to finish it off. But he's not focusing down the assault destroyer either. And holy crap, how did I miss this? A lot of chopper VXs getting gunned down there. The infantry getting gunned down there by the Mecha Tangoos. A lot of air forces were red. Need some more Striker VXs to shoot up on them. And this garrison has been claimed by a Javelin troop, cleaning up some of those wall segments. Oil refinery does go down there to the Yari mini subs. Big bomb run there on the ore refinery. Ore derrick being focused down. You got these 3 guarding tanks on the region, a peacekeeper, and a multi-gunner IFV. We got chopper VXs trying to push his way forward and try to ward away these aircraft. There's 2 chopper VXs here. He needs some tsunami tank now. He may go for a big transform. Ore derrick does get cleaned on up, splashes down the civilian structure a little bit. And I got the Mecha Tangoos do have some honorable discharge shots there. You see a bit of fire from these Javelin troops and multi-gunner turrets. Or I should say just from, the Javelin troops inside the garrison. That's going to transform there, trying to finish up the multi-gunner IFVs. That goes down another chopper VX as well. Does clean up all the multi-gunner IFVs. The wall segment is slowly being cleaned up. And it looks like I saw another last voyage right there. We do have the armor facility, not armor facility, the MC construction yard nearby to get the tier 2 on the Navy dockyard, so we do see more assault destroyers. Oh, and the Empire player has surrendered, a little bit abruptly, but the sound grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Replay theater. Relatively short replay. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Reller 3 replay. Spawn on the top right side as Yellow Empire, we have Zadarat. And a whole bunch of zeros. Spawn is the bottom left side as the Zayan Soviets, we have Bayrak. Of course, we do have a barracks deployed on out. Got an immediate war bear. We're probably going to see a bunch of dojos cut into Imperial warriors. Maybe a single burst drone. And reactor has been deployed out. Now the refinery. Dojo Corps trying to set up next to this by this oil derrick. The bear could try to camp it to stop the combat engineers. Burst drone does actually come out. And it will go ahead and plant itself on top of one of these ore collectors. Also got a mutual trade there with the Imperial Warrior and the War Bear. And looks like this dojo has been cleaned up after pulling out some more Imperial Warriors. This oil deck has been claimed. We do have the oil deck claimed up here as well as a flak trooper mag mining the civilian structure. That will prevent it from being garrisoned right there. Now it's fully destroyed. So now even the hammer tanks can't leech down the remaining health. This garrison has been cleaned up as well by the flak trooper. And a third refinery, a fourth refinery for the Empire player. Bear starting to make his way forward. This bear could potentially get a good roar off. Does slice that one and goes down. Almost like he did a bonsai charge. Oh, looks like my avatar is bugging out. That ain't good. I'm going to fix that. Camera? Oh, come on now. I'm not sure what happened there. I just looked over and noticed that my avatar was just going crazy. I think my microphone may have been a bit too high. If you hear me move around the microphone, that's because I am. Paradrone does infect the ore collector. It's pretty close whether or not it go down or not. He is actually starting to gun it down now, and goes with low damage state, nowhere close enough. And the Terror Drone does come out, but does get quickly gunned down there. Got a good number of bears and conscripts right there. And the Soviet MCV has pushed towards the sea expansion. It hasn't actually deployed out that ore refinery. Jet tank does fly about. There's some flak troopers on the refinery line to help prevent any Mega Tengu harassment. This Jet Tengu will fly about. They also, of course, have the economic advantage for that extra refinery. Soviet player is going for a bunch of conscripts, bears, bullfrogs, hammer tanks. You got a conscript being thrown across these cliff to get inside this garrison. And we'll get some great vision of this region. You may saw the tsunami tanks there. 2 tsunami tanks have been deployed on out. Hammer tank is going to be running away from the garrison and the tsunami tanks. Tsunami tanks do move a little bit faster and will have great damage there on the hammer tank. Our refinery has been deployed on out. Still got some scattered infantry right there. And now Scion's going to be moving towards the sea. Doesn't appear to have a crusher crane for a building out either. So what he has deployed out is what you get. No barracks either. Up north we do have the conscript severely wounded. Tsunami tank's trying to gun it down. Or crush it. Both will kill him. And he will actually stay alive right there, getting continuous vision, and now he'll get gunned down. Got a Terror Drone right there, as well as a handful of tank busters. Will we see a sudden transport? There are 5 tank busters here. Nope, there's the 6th one. It's all meant for the front line. Mecha Tengus or Jet Tengus are flying about, getting some more reconnaissance. And looks like this ore refinery gets cancelled, maybe? Let's get the Terror Drone in fact there. It doesn't have any naval escorts out on the sea. And again, another Mecha Tengu plops down where the refinery should be at. Mecha Tengu does find this ore collector, does gun it up a little bit, does get taken out, and we will be sent back on the line right there. I wonder, he was only halfway loaded. Does he get a full amount of income from that or no? Jet Tengu will be flying back. This one's still camping this expansion. He will need to pull out. There's the naval yard. It would seem like it's going pretty slow. It's not set to aggressive either, so it doesn't automatically gun it down. Bear does get gunned down, however. And we will fire some bolts there onto the naval yard. We'll take a bit of time for that Mecha Tengu to clean it up. And we got a good number of tank busters and tsunami tanks here. Good number of hammer tanks in return, but the tank busters are a really big threat at the moment. And now we got these forces pushing way forward. Maybe I'll cut off these forces as well. And that's what the Terror Drone. Terror Drone's a little bit wounded. Tank busters do get on in. Hammer tanks going to try to go for a crush move. They do get good crushes there. Vast Dana Reflectors come on forward as well. This one will be focused down. We may see some extra guns on these hammer tanks as well. There's at least 2 with extra guns. Tsunami tanks do get the point defense drones, but they are severely outnumbered. Those tank busters did not stay alive long enough for them to get some good damage in. This refinery line may be focused down, as those Imperial Warriors need to get crushed. He does going up gun up his harvester. These hammer tanks do manage to survive. They could potentially leech down the observation post to get a bit of health. Mecha Tengu is still in this region, slowly gunning down that naval yard once again. And he is going to leech down the observation post there. Very nice. Yep, this one has the extra gun, this one has the extra gun, and there's actually a third one with 2 guns as well. So 3 of them with extra guns. That means 3 extra guns. Tsunami tanks facing the wrong direction. Imperial Warriors in the mix as well, which can help absorb the shots. Still no Stingray or anything like that to clean up this Mecha Tengu. Observation post has received quite a bit of damage here. Let's blow up the health bars, see how much health he has on these hammer tanks. He does have full health in the hammer tanks. The hammer tanks are quite split up and not getting good engagement there. One of them do get gunned down there. The low health Tsunami tank does go on down reflectors. Bear is now charging forward as well. And some of the Tsunami tanks do get some kills there. It does charge forward. Good cash bounty, getting some good damage, good refunds along the way. Prego the Crush on these Tank Buster does do some great Tank Buster micro there to get them out of the way. Got a massive wave of Imperial forces now advancing. Only 3 hammer tanks here and a terror drone. Bears coming forward trying to get those Tank Busters, but they were unsuccessful there. More reinforcing hammer tanks there. It's not looking good for the Soviet player, that's for sure. And the hammer tank and Bears do all get cleaned on up. Got the Tesla coil on the dual queue as well. That goes down. Tesla coil being focused on quite quickly. And now let's see, the naval yard still not doing anything. A lot of efficiency on these Imperial forces, the Empire forces. The Tsunami tanks are elite. The wounded one is veteran. Could use nano deflectors to get it a little bit more topped off in health. And now the War Factor is now being under siege. Not looking good for the Soviet player. And the Soviet player has surrendered. This is Anagreat saying thank you for watching, and on the next replay. Not really good replay. And that's not one I can cast. I actually don't have that many replays remaining. Looks like I'm gonna cast these 5. That's probably gonna be it for the day then. So let's go for not an Infinity Isle one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Relic 3 replay. Well, on the south side as the Magenta Soviets, we have Deep D Fantasy. On the north side as the Yellow Empire, who usually play as Yellow Soviets, we have Demon. We got some instant generators being poured on out, some dojo cores as well. And do have some bears being pushed on forward as well. Or refinery, not big surprise. Looks like we got, what, 3 dojo cores? Refinery right here. And we do have a burst drone being deployed on out, maybe trying to harass the economy. Black Trooper trying to stop this garrison being claimed, but will get mutual destruction there, which is probably good for cost-effective for the Black Trooper. We do have the Imperial Warriors making their way forward. This Imperial Warrior is also advancing. May find a single conscript beside the garrison. Could use a bonsai charge to get cleared out, but may get gunned down, actually. And does actually get gunned down there. Bit of an oversight. Combat engineer running for his life. His revolver won't do much versus that dojo. We've even got a poor Imperial warrior over there cleaning up a, what's it called, a conscript. We do have a bear sitting on top of the bridge. And Flak Troopers being loaded up inside of that bullfrog. You may be eyeing some aggression. This garrison's gonna only hold one guy there. It looks like a conscript guy trying to get inside of it. Or maybe not. Yes, he is. So you may be eyeing for some Black Troopers and perhaps in the refinery line. Sickle does get deployed now, trying to deal with this dojo. This oil derrick has been claimed thanks to that dojo core that was next to it. And the dojo core will not kill that conscript, either by running over or by exploding. Black Troopers do get some shots there onto the instant generator. Sickle does hop in the line to the refinery line, and this terror drone does snare the Mecha Tengu from able to support his teammate. or support his forces. Flak troopers, those draws the ire of the ore collector. He's going to try forward some regular flak cannon shots. He's out of range of the guns. Can't go for it from Magmine. Sickle's getting some great damage there onto the ore collector. This one's being gunned down as well. Is this going to be the end of the Empire player? Will the MCV manage to crush enough? He can't get any effects with his terror drone, but he can't get snares. Yeah, he's going back and forth between the two forces. That jet tank does get gunned down there. Thinks the bullfrog. He could go ahead and continuously tie up that NCV. Immediately repacks up, knows that he needs to pack it or deploy it. Something being canceled out right there as well. Big amount of sickles are just pushing their way forward, trying to gun down some of these forces. Does repair the walls there, trying to go for more economy. He must be low, and there's the end of replay. A very, very quick game. This is Andrew saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Am I just striking out with replays today? I don't have a whole lot at the moment. Which one was that? Snowplow, yep. I'm just striking out and getting good replays. Let's go with Battle Base Octopon. It's a 2v2. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the north side, or the south side, as the red random empire. We have Seed Dweven. Yep, got that close enough. Spawn, I think, as his yellow Soviet ally. We have Dutch Army 123. Spawning as the Scion allies, we have Other Dawn, and spawning on the north side as the blue Soviet players, we have Gigot. I don't know why, I think I may have cast this replay. I could be mistaken. Yeah, I cast this replay. I'm not doing good today, am I? Yep, that one's cast. I am really scraping the bottom barrel today. Sorry about this, everybody. Greetings, everyone, and Grade here with another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the right side as the red, so we have GB600111. Spawn on the south side as the orange empire. We have BZ Besti Koptas Pantro. Close enough. And spawning as the yellow allies, we have Mas Tengu. And this is a 1v1v1. It's a free-for-all. Free-for-all. Multiple dojos being pulled out. When it comes to three ways, it can get very, very complicated very quickly. You can't be hyper-aggressive. If you be aggressive both players, they both just may push towards you. If you allow your teammates to fight each other, you can pick them off. But if you get a hit, you have to hope that your other enemy supports you out. So these can cause some interesting dynamics. We got this combat engineer to try and capture this oil derrick, escorted by some peacekeepers. And got a javelin troop and a dog over here, maybe eyeing for. No, there's no garrisons in the middle of this map. In fact, I don't see a single garrison in this entire map, so... Oh wait, no, there's a garrison here. And a garrison here. So there's one set of garrisons, which could be useful throwing some javelins or flak troops there to help prevent anti-aircraft. Provide some anti-aircraft. Dojo Corps here, not being pulled out, trying to help secure that oil derrick. And this is why the javelin troop and dog is here. He will find this Dojo Corps with the laser lock there. He's going to have to try to crush the javelin troop, but he's not paying attention whatsoever. There is actually a dog way down here as well, so it was actually scouted out. And this dojo is going very, very far forward. There is an observation post on each side, each person's little island. I was going to keep these forces here and here, which will keep them some good forward scouting, keeping an eye on the opponent's potential expansion points. They're all going to expand out to the sea, I'm guessing. And those forces do get gunned down from the low ground. Over here we got dog paddling in the water. We got a handful of small amount of troopers right here, as well as a mixed force right there as well. Got some these Mechatingas going out to sea. Dog is trying to dog paddle its way. He does avoid the Mechatingus. Never mind. He gets gunned down by a Mechatingu. Got some multi-gun turrets here, as well as an ore refinery. Yellow's getting his third refinery point up and going. Red is going for a super reactor, as Orange has put out a dojo core here to claim this oil derrick. So far, Yellow's being a bit more economical. Red and Orange Orange does have a good defense force, including some defender cores. Red, I'm not so sure what he's doing. He's going for a super reactor. He should have passed a decent amount of income right now. You also have Orange. This is why Orange Dojo's way out here. He's trying to get that veteran academy, making all of his forces vet 1 upon deployment. That would be massive. We also got each side has a refinery point. Orange unable to get. This is the least possible chance of Orange getting out over there, but he did manage to get over there in time. This map is not 100% symmetrical in a clockwise fashion with the ore refineries and with the corners of the map, to say the least. The dog does get gunned down there by the Imperial Warrior. Apollo's flying about. It looks like this Imperial Warrior does get gunned up a little bit by that multi-gun turret. Best keep that Imperial Warrior there, just because it's already wounded and it's not going to do much else. Dog does find a scout there. Okay, I'm really curious what Red is doing. Red must have a bit of a stockpile, right? Yeah, Red definitely has a big stockpile of credits and not spending it. He does actually have a pair of sentry guns. Interesting. And a sentry gun over here.
Dock score ready.
And just heard the dock score. We got some Mechatingus and Chopper Striker VXs and Mechatingus here. Yellow does have a handful of Apollos. Overall, a very, very slow game. Your derrick will be cleaned on up by the Yellow Javelin Trooper. And we do have a third refinery deployed up by Orange, but this time the far one. He also claimed this refinery over here, so Red did not actually go for a refinery, and Red is just turtling up with some defenses. 2 Tesla coils, 2 sentry guns, 1 sentry gun up here, going way too heavy there. Even deploy out Sputnik. Yep, I think a Soviet player, no offense Soviet player, definitely lower ranking. But luckily his opponents are not being hyper aggressive either. And that's a really bad time for a transform. He does go ahead and draw force over here and does actually avoid the base itself. And that's going to be a dead Vindicator. Didn't even get off its bombs. Orange has not yet claimed that Veteran Academy, which is a big, big oversight. So I don't think Orange is the top ranking or top level player either. Yellow has been deploying out, has a bit more of a game sense with the faster expansion, willing to make more aggressive plays compared to his opponents. But as right now, it's a one big standoff. Conscript does get gunned down there by the Mechatingu. And now here comes some rockets. The Apollo's, he didn't notice it, but that Apollo retreats back the wrong direction. Sometimes a good idea to, rather than hitting that retreat button, is to mainly focus, have you guys go a certain direction and then do it. Dox core deployed on up. That may have been the heightened technology. Yep, I saw some extra bits coming on up. Do we see a mainframe core? Yes, we do see a mainframe core. So that means we will potentially see some Shogun battleships. Regarding tanks, Javelin Troopers, and Peacekeepers making their way towards the center, he has still not claimed this Veteran Academy. That Veteran Academy could be so useful for the Shogun battleships. Mostly everything. Literally everything will benefit from extra efficiency. This ore refiner will be cleaned on up. It does have some Wave Force artillery, which is going to be very useful. We do got some tank busters in here, at least one. Red, has he gone for a battle lab? No, he has not. Gone for a lot of flak towers. Very, very turtly. Does actually get some walls here, but didn't fully actually wall it up. He does not know how to place walls. You don't want this covered, you want this covered. The open areas. You want to protect the ore collector. The refiner can take more of a beating than the ore collector. Nice shrink stairs onto the Striker BXs. And now it'll take time to freeze them. He does have the Defender Core here. And we got a Yuriko deployed on now, which can quickly take down these cryocopters. Did you actually see that? That's a lot of Wave Force artillery. Maybe too many Wave Force artillery. That could be a great shot there, but no, he needs to hit the guys in the back. Yuriko does do a nice little roar there, getting a lot of the infantry down. Leave a couple javelin troopers remain. Defender Corps, it probably best to keep an anti-aircraft mode for the time being. And here comes King Oni charging on forward. The Wave Force artillery, did we even see a single? Yeah, we saw a couple shots there, but he wasn't exactly doing them all well. Wait, what is going on with that? These guys should be crushed, right? Okay, that guy got crushed. What was that about? I saw some Wave Force artillery. Those potentially, if you were to target the guys in the back, it will kill everything in between. So that was a bit of oversight there with the Wave Force artillery. This is way too many Wave Force artillery. Wave Force artillery does not do well in large numbers. You need like 1 or 2, and that's about it. If you take time to individually micro all the Wave Force artillery to hit individual units, that'd be great. But Wave Force artillery is not a focus fire unit, and not a mass unit. We have some Athena cannons here, very nice. And still not claimed the veteran canopy. The Soviet player has deployed out an airfield, another super reactor, and an ore refining in the southern expansion. Oh boy, that's a lot of defenses. Getting out some infantry now, which is good. Good for defense, even some Tesla troopers. I wonder if you can micro them. 1 defense drones on the Wave Force artillery. Okay.
Is it safer over there?
The prospector has been shrunk. He's eyeing the back expansion. Yellow has also claimed this point as well. Red soldiers amassing regular infantry. Another Yuriko deployed on the field. Yuriko Omega. How effective is Yuriko in a garrison? Probably not terrible if your opponent attacks this direction. It would also protect her from the cryo. And an allied player would not be worried about garrisons with his air forces, so this could be pretty good at taking out the aircraft. A very powerful anti-aircraft replacement, basically. Still very slow game. I'm half tempted to hit the fast forward button. Nobody's doing anything. There we go. Fast forward and don't stop fast forwarding. I should not have done that. But we do got some freezes there. Big dog fight. I even got a Mirage tank here to camouflage a large group there. Good kills there on some of those forces. So the cryocopters do go down, but most of the mecha tengus or jet tengus and chopper BXs do get artillery a bit. Yeah, good number of Mirage tank, or no, just a Mirage tank. I'm looking at the map and seeing no multiple units camouflaged. And now we do have some Sea Wings deployed on now. Hopefully he's going for a Shogun battleship. He's canceled something. Sea Wings are mostly useful at gunning down infantry and providing anti-aircraft support, not as a primary unit. They are much more mobile than Chopper VX, that's for sure. And good Wave Force artillery there, taking out the Guardian tank. Oh, was that something larger? That may have been something larger. I wasn't really paying attention to what it was. What on earth is this? I know I said the Soviet player is very low ranking, but what the hell is that?
We must seek refuge. A new plan must be made. We must seek refuge.
Now he needs to use a lot of shrinks on those Wave Force artilleries, but he has 5 cryocopters. Athena cannon charging forward, trying to get a shot there on the shrunken Wave Force. Does take it out. The point defense drone did not save it. At this point in time, I'm sort of surprised that Red hasn't deployed out a super weapon. Maybe he didn't want to be focused down. He has a massive wave of MiGs, but there's really nothing for them to shoot it down. Only the Crowdcopters and the Apollos, that's it. These MiGs, they're not going to be very useful. He has some jet Tengus. If he's quick enough, he's able to transform them away. And here comes the MiG sortie. Or maybe not. I think he can't slipping away. Got a good number of King Oni here. Maybe trying to go for mass charge, but does get a shrink there.
I wasn't finished.
And all of them now shrunken down, trying to get frozen. Striker VX is coming up forward. Hope those MiGs charge somehow randomly go in the mix of the fight. And motive of the King Oni has gone down. I see one remaining. Nope, there's the other two right there, shrunken, going around. This one is quite chilled. More King Onis are advancing. Cryo shot making his way forward, trying to freeze on some of these King Onis. This King Oni will skip the freeze, as a number of forces does get frozen instead. And it got a sleeper ambush coming up for as well. It does do a big King Oni charge there onto that unit, but that was a bit overkill. And trying to focus down these Athena cannons. Does get the Athena cannons there. And the tank busters are actually doing quite a bit of work there. Got an all this auto discharge there, killing up that Athena cannon with it. Elite Chopper or Striker VX does get some great anti-aircraft shots in. Still a pair of King Oni there. Looks like the Empire player has broken through the front line. Got a number of Javelin troops still here. And his shrinks were successful, but there's just too many King Oni. Just need got some Javelin troops there. Does knock back that Javelin troop, the King Oni. Shrinks down the heroic Wave Force artillery. And if he can get some good shots there onto the King Onis. Rolling forward with another anti-aircraft Chopper VX. And these guys do try to get away. They will escape. We got a massive wave of Twin Blades. Okay. That's good. Sea Wings are way over here. Shogun battleships are not in a great position. And he does lose that naval dockyard, Imperial Docks. So at this point in time, the Empire plane needs to be very, very defensive. He sees all those Twin Blades, he sees all those MiGs, needs a lot of anti-aircraft forces, need to be defensive versus the Allied player. The Empire player is not in a good position. Shogun battleships can push their way forward and start barraging some of the infrastructure. Does have a handful of Sea Wings for escort as well. But Orange, his ground force needs to be defensive, and that Wave Force artillery is on the wrong side of that ramp. Lines up a shot there for a brief moment. Saw these guys. There's also now a spy in the mix. Wait, is that spy going to try to grab a construction these forces? Does get a shrink down there. Sea Wings trying to get some shots in. Getting some hits on the infrastructure. And it's going to be focusing down the refinery now. More shrinks coming forward as well. All the Shogun battleships are now shrunken. Try to go cryo blast there on the Sea Wings. He does avoid it, and now should be able to protect his Shogun battleship. They're only frozen. Nothing really picked them off at the moment. And that one does recover being frozen. It does take out that ore refinery as well. Trying to shrink down some of these Shogun battleships once again. The shrink beams basically last as long, cooldowns as just as long as the shrink itself. Does get a good hit there with the Athenas, but the smaller... Oh, that one's actually frozen. Does get killed off there. And that was a wrong barrage. Hits the Athena cannon, though. Getting multiple Athena cannons there. Point defense drone doesn't come forward. Trying to get up the Sea Wings. He's good damage there. He's hit some of these Athena cannons. Does take out the Athena cannons there. Sea Wings being focused on with the freeze. He is avoiding fire there. Very nice. This one will get frozen. And does gun down one of the Crowcopters there. Very nice. What is that Soviet player doing? Building a death ball, that's for sure.
They distract us.
And seeing his teammate or his opponents are just hitting each other, so that's fine for the Soviet player. Needs some more Sea Wings. There's a lot of Cryocopters here. Does froze one of the Sea Wings there, and this other one gets frozen as well. Is that Spy? Is if it's still alive, and go forward and perhaps get... Can you get a cash bound, the bribe on frozen units? Stop shooting it with the Athena cannons. He wants to grab that stuff. And he does. You can claim a Shogun battleship of a spy if it's frozen. He could have got so much more there. Ugh. He does have a good number of Striker VX. He does need to get those Cryocopters, but the problem is there's only 5 King Oni. There's going to be an easy amount of shrinks for them. I don't know. I don't know what either player should do. Orange could be hyper defensive. Maybe pull out a Psionic Decimator, but or Red would just come up and clean him, kill him immediately. Red can point a gun whoever he so chooses. Oh, here comes a Cryogeddon. Some of these King Onis, of course, very far forward. This one is almost frozen. Does get frozen there. This King Oni has been finally struck there. Does allow to avoid the Athena cannon barrage there. Now the rest of these forces are making their advance. Red has actually claimed this oil derrick as well, somehow. He has a good anti-aircraft escort for his King Oni. And now it's got a sleeper ambush as well. And these Cryocopters receive lots of fire there. Multiple Cryocopters going down. So the Allied base may get cracked it, but he does have a good number of Athena cannons here. But the King Oni should just individually roll charge them. And looks like the Allied player has actually backed out of the game. And Red, not realizing Yellow has been defeated, has not charged in and cleaned up Orange. Red should be able to clean up Orange, no problem. Okay, refineries are depleted. Orange has still not claimed the Academy. And I have no idea what's going to go on. I don't need another airfield. Okay, cancel the airfield. Good. I'm going to fast forward once again because I have no idea what's going to go on next. Okay, that was a final squadron taking out the Sputnik. This massive force can push in at any moment. And he has enough MiGs to take on any swarm of Jet Tengus, but he's not going to be fighting against Jet Tengus. He does have some, but probably not in the air. That ore refinery's gone. And the entire region around it. Oh, and Yuriko is inside of that garrison, does claim one of the chopper VXs. I think claim maybe another unit as well. Over here, I'm not sure what that was. Maybe I think it's just a burst drone. Ore refinery, that's a relatively fresh ore refinery. Only 1,000 credits has been picked up by it. Now 1,250. Sells off of some of those wall segments there. And let's fast forward for a brief moment. Another level 1 final squadron charging forward, as well as a sleeper ambush. Raid also has a ludicrous amount of defense here. Not sure that will make a difference. King Oni is pushing way forward. Got a lot of anti-aircraft forces here. Satellite's not running on in, but I think Red should be able to overwhelm his opponent. Only a handful of Chopper VXs will remain. Is Yuriko in the fight as well? Yuriko may have been gunned down. And Red's or Orange going to just push forward with his King Oni into his opponent's base. We got a cash bounty there onto the King Oni as well. And the sheer amount of base defenses should be enough. Oh, charges the super reactor. Wait, that could destroy the Chopper VX or the Twin Blades if it get too close. He's trying to... Nope. I thought he was trying to bait him into the super reactor to blow up the air forces. I may be mistaken about that. And all the King Onis are down. Good number of MiGs actually went down the engagement as well. And Orange is selling off all his infrastructure there, backing out the game. And he finally got the Veteran Academy. And he doesn't realize he actually has a structure right there. There you go. I can't find any good replays today, can I? Either way, this is Android saying thank you for watching. And on to the next replay. What the heck was that replay? Caldera of Chaos. There was hardly any chaos in that game. Okay, got 2 more replays left for the night. Greetings everyone, Andgrade here with another Relic 3 replay. So on the right side, as the blue allies, we have Yar, Krieg, and I have no idea. And spawn as the Yellow Soviets, we have Give Me a Good 1v1. So, got Yellow Soviets, 2 barracks being deployed on out. 2 barracks is a little bit unusual. We do have, of course, the power plant in Pops. Actually, is it going to be a fast airfield? This may actually be a fast airfield. Yep, we got a fast airfield being deployed out by blue. We have no... There's the first refinery. Combat engineer deployed on out as well. Let's see if he was quick enough to get out that combat engineer before the Vindicator comes and puts a bomb on top of his head. And does claim the oil deer. Wait. 2 airfields? The various spots as well. How much money does he have left for 2 airfields?
Conscript training finished.
I keep on hitting too many buttons. Okay, he does have 1,790, and by the time that's what 2,000 credits. So he just needs 1 load to get up to 2,000 credits. He does have a whole bunch of Vindicators. He's going for a lot of close air support. Conscripts push away forward. Numnum does get bombed down there. He cannot be spending more income anymore. He sells off the other airfield. Why did he go for 2 airfields again? Molotov's raining on in, clears out that garrison. He's doing a good job with the close air support. Individually micro-ring there, perfect. Gunning down all of these conscripts. And it looks like he does throw a more bomb right there as well. And of course, he doesn't have the oil derrick yet since he went for a double airfield opener to sell one. More and more bombs raining on in. He's doing a great job of killing off all those conscripts. Blue's now pushing way forward with his MCV. Conscripts from Mage Eyes some shots onto it. Doesn't get good bomb splits on that one. But these conscripts should be gunned down or bombed to oblivion. We do have the construction yard being pushed forward for the Yellow Soviets, who may want to see a sentry gun at this current rate. Bullfrogs do spot the MCV there, as well as start hitting some of the Vindicators. And the Soviet construction yard is not pulling out anything. He gets out some flak troopers. He can't spend time on the refinery. He doesn't have enough income for that. Actually, he does have 2 flak troopers there. He needs to push that forward. It gets out some mag mines. Yes, mag mines do come forward. Getting some good hits down the Vindicators. One of the Vindicators go down, which reduces close air support. The 2 of the Bullfrogs go down as well. More mag mines onto the MCV. May need to get out his flak guns now and throw them inside this garrison. Can't get too close to the Bullfrogs. Does get inside the garrison now. Throw some shots into it. There's actually a power plant here. Okay, sells all the power plant. And a bear completely whiffs that roar. It does pull out the shield there, so the conscripts, the Molotovs should be able to quickly kill him out. Let's go ahead and deploy the construction yard right there. He needs to get out perhaps some flak troopers along the seaside in order to get some shots onto it. He does have a naval yard, maybe getting out a Stingray. Molotovs is in range from the sea, and keeping these flak troopers inside the garrison, which are no longer there, will give him some good protection there. Does deploy out a boot camp there. The MCV is about to go down, severely wounded. Needs not to go back out and land. He may be trying to go for combat engineer at this point in time. Not combat engineer, regular engineer. I think a flak trooper may have gone inside this garrison with that bullfrog. And he does get out the engineer. He needs to redeploy his MCV immediately. And gets the full repair. That is very, very important. Now we've got a multi-gun turret pushing way forward onto this refinery. Got a refinery up here as well. So the Soviet player does have more to come, but this is, of course, well under siege. Trying to pull out a reactor there, as well as some more wall segments. This wall segment did get destroyed, as we got some more peacekeepers pushing way forward. Bullfrogs advancing towards, they may be trying to camp the airfield. Blaze Lock pushing way forward, trying to clean up some of these wall segments. He may have an angle there onto the refinery itself. Nope, hitting the wall segment. No, he is hitting the refinery. Warp Vector charging on forward, trying to get some crushes in, but will get gunned down there. And Conscript now eyeing forward, trying to throw some Molotovs, trying for some counter harassment there. Airfield has been sold off. Airfield has not been redeployed. And the barracks does go down there. It does clean up that Peacekeeper with a shield out with a Molotov. And now this refinery is under siege, while this one is also under siege and fully goes down as well. Prospector eyeing for some crushes may deploy out to a command post. Or refinery will go down, but Yellow still has an economy with as well as oil derrick. This oil derrick has not been claimed. Soviet MCV here with a sentry gun here. Sentry gun's an unusual item at this point in time, but it's not entirely half bad idea. That goes down. Is low power, lost the reactor, or a reactor. He could deploy out another barracks here as well to claim this oil derrick. Getting that bit extra income would be helpful. He lost this oil derrick. There may be a flak trooper or con in this side of this garrison, which could be handy. Getting some more flak troopers inside this civilian structure wouldn't be half bad either, just to help provide some anti-aircraft support. And we do have the airfield here. This refinery has no prospector collecting. Sells off the naval yard, maybe trying to get out enough income for a refinery of his own. We'll see he has something queued up, probably for a refinery here. And this refinery does lose its prospector. Does have this ore refinery reclaim both sides at one refinery company, but we do have an additional oil derrick for yellow. Has a good number of bullfrogs here. The sentry gun can provide some support as well. Goes in for a large bomb run there, takes out that oil derrick there. Yellow's gonna try to go for this expansion over here. And the Vindicators are flying about. Over here, the bear does get spotted, trying to go for a nice little scout run. We'll spot the construction yard here. Looks like he's low on income, trying to get another refinery. And Cryo Shot does come forward, but does avoid it with his ore collector. Another refinery over here has been claimed. We've got 3 laser lock javelin, 1 of them heroic, 2 of them heroic. Does find the Riptide here and won't go ahead and crush the Riptide with the MCV. Garrison is still alive here, so he's able to garrison the garrison. And with all 3 javelin troops in there, that should be a pretty good hardpoint. But here comes some Molotovs trying to clear out the garrison. Does throw some rockets there. 1 does go down. Does get another Molotov there. And does not avoid those bombs there. It's still the 2 heroic javelin troops in there. The heroic ones stay alive, probably to the health regen. Gun still here, and we may see. Oh, got a crusher. Looks like crushed one. There's ore collectors there or something there. Super reactor being pulled out by yellow, as well as a ore refinery. He does have this ore refinery set on up, so it's going to be 2 refineries. Currently 2. A third one, of course, will be on the way for Soviets. Another bomb run comes on in, gains good damage there. And he does sell off that reactor. He is in low power for his sentry gun, which also means he has reduced production rate. Farmer come on forward. Bullfrog finds a pretty good hit there. Stops the bombing as well. Does lose one of his bullfrogs to these heroic javelin troops. And he's getting back inside as well. He needs a handful of conscripts to clear that out. Aerodrome trying to jump on top of one of those javelin troops. Going for an airfield now, perhaps for a squadron of MiGs. Not necessarily for Twin Blades, but for MiGs to take on these Vindicators. And there's no flak troop inside that garrison either. Ooh, satellites. Very nice. Sells off the boot camp there and saves the Peacekeeper. Great damage there. Stops the bomb run. Gets one of the Vindicators. Just being also annoying there. And actuality is a Twin Blade. Molotov's now pushing way forward, trying to clear out that garrison finally. With 2 of them there, that should be enough to clear out the garrison. Third one's on the way as well. But he's sustaining a lot of damage on the approach there. Does avoid it there. And they need to get their AKs out. But we do have the hammer tank now advancing. Does get focused down there. Throws some Molotovs there. Does avoid it there. Very, very good micro there. And does cut down one of them there. Guns both of them down there, gaining 1 level of efficiency onto the Twin Blade. Very, very good micro there with the javelin troops. We do got a single Dolphin now deployed out on the field. And the Dolphin does get cleaned up by the Terror Drone. Very nice. We do have the naval dockyard right here, which is what's blowing out the hydrofoils and dolphins. Over here, more Vindicator bomb runs hitting looks like conscripts. Got bullfrogs and twin blades making their way forward. It does get some shots there onto the Apollo with the bullfrogs. Going for the multi-gun turret there. Does get a rocket barrage there. Keeps all of his twin blades alive. He does have a crusher crane there, so needs to get them over here to get repaired. And combat engineer being deployed on out. I'm half tempted to say let's get to see a battle bunker as well for some flak, good amount of flak guns, but guess not. Cryo shot does come forward onto this refinery. Grease the collector. Thank you to the follow play, Bro Khan. Does take out the Tesla coil there. Doesn't get the refinery, but does get, of course, the ore collector. And now we do have a fresh naval yard being deployed on out. Let's go ahead and snare the hydrofoil there with the Terror Drone and gets a little cash bounty there as well. Fully heroic Terror Drone right there. Does avoid the Sputnik satellites. The armor facility does get splashed a little bit. And Desolator Airstrike. There it is. Black cannon being deployed on out there, as well as something from the naval yard. We do got a cool sub. A very cool sub. Immediately hits that power plant there with the ultra torpedoes. Twin blades receive a bit of fire there from the motor gun turret and the motor gunner IFV. Hello. And it looks like the toxic corrosion is now wearing off, damaged a little bit some of these forces. Nothing too crazy, however. Wasn't there already a flak cannon there? That must have been bombed. Up north, we do got the single Dolphin harassing this point once again. The Akula sub is way too far away. In fact, he's hitting his opponent's refinery. The ore collector does go down there. Seaport now under siege. And the Dolphin gets gunned down by the Twin Blades. He actually built another ore collector there, so go ahead and perhaps crush that, get a 1,050 credit rebate. Now's a perfect time for some ultra torpedoes, right? Actually, no, the splash damage is more than plenty. That Dolphin's positioning is not very good. The splash damage could finish off that Dolphin. It does finish the Dolphin and the naval yard at the same time. Got a massive push right here. Hammer tanks receiving fire. There's also some Mirage tanks here as well. Motor gunner turret does go down there. We've got, of course, the Athena. Another Mirage tank as well. Gunning down one of those Javelin troops. We do have a Dreadnought deployed on out. Cash bounty pushing way forward. Does get himself an extra gun on the hammer tanks. No, he did not actually. And that one gets frozen by the Cryogeddon. Some of the bears get frozen as well. And some more Dreadnought shots in there help warding away these forces. Vindicator's coming for a bombing run. Dreadnought's almost down. Gets a good hit there. A lot of good hits there. We got actually quite a substantial force here, getting repaired up by the Crusher Crane. Vindicator's coming for a bomb run onto the Dreadnought. It does go down there. The flak tower does not take out the Vindicators. maybe some more Dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts do have provided a lot of good firepower to engage those Athenas. We do have looks another Desolator airstrike, desolating the land. Athena cannon finds a good hit there. Yep, the game can be very fun. Though the only biggest issue is probably the whole fact that the game servers are now just have to rely on the Revora servers. We got the flak cannons pushing way forward, getting some good damage onto the Vindicators. One of them does get gunned down there. And we do have the Cryocopter advancing or falling back. This game is topsy-turvy. You probably just started watching the stream. This is actually blue spawn, not yellow spawn. Think about that for a moment. They spawn on the other side of the map. Hammer tanks do receive a nice hit there from the Athena cannon. Perhaps could try leeching down the observation post for an extra bit of health. Dreadnought must have got shrunken and then bombed. It was a crazy beginning of the game. It's just been a crazy game. Vindicators starting to freeze down the Ore Collector. A lot of Fortress World's got a cash bounty there for a pitiful cash rebate. And he's actually not finishing it off. Must be a bit of a miss, Micro. And Vindicators charging forward. We've got some V4s being deployed now. I see at least two. Something may have been crushed. And now we've got a Kirov. Kirov is some unusual items here at this point in time. This Ore Collector does get frozen. And that's just going to be a big distraction for this force. Sputnik's ring on in, but the force over here is pushing its way forward. V4s are charging on fire rounds there. They do see some hits there. But those cluster munitions are pinpoint. There were cluster munitions, getting some good damage there onto that shield generator. And now, hope those are pinpoint. Nope. Completely whiffed. There are 4 V4s on the field. The Kirov, of course, can just charge forward, absorb some shots, and disrupt his opponent's formation. That seems like a good one. Yep, getting some good hits there on those Mirage tanks. Vindicators pushing way forward. Does spot the Iron Curtain. I wonder if he actually realizes it's an Iron Curtain. Wait, we got also Sentry Bombers being deployed now. We got unusual items being deployed on both sides. Iron Curtain has been deployed. Sentry Bomber will be useful to help disrupt the very narrow choke points here. We've also got some walls being deployed out by Yellow. Yellow's trying to just stall out for his Iron Curtain being deployed. Over here, we've got the Sentry Bomber now engaging, trying to hit the refineries. Doing a good job at that. Refineries severely wounded, Ore Collector severely wounded. Multi-gun, the Riptide ACV will get gunned down there by the Twin Blades. Over here, we've got the MiG going down to the Apollo. And a single Javelin troops making his way forward. He does not have the sentry gun up anymore. Yeah, I think the Soviet player, this is one of Demon's, one of his Smurf accounts. He's one of the top-rated Soviets currently playing. Athena cannon's pushing way forward. We do have, looks like another Desolator airstrike. Black cannon being destroyed. V4s eyeing for an artillery war. Desolator airstrike getting some great hits there. Slowly whittling away. Got some nice cluster rounds as well. Heroes may make their advance. Apollo's hitting some hits there on the Twin Blades. I've got some more rockets onto the Athena. That one managed to stay alive, but barely. More cluster rockets raining on in. And before all that, one Athena goes down. Maybe some Twin Blades. Not a huge engagement. Wait, and that's the veteran Kula sub, still policing the waters. Some of the wall segments did go down. These Kirovs, they're going to play the same role as a sentry bombers. They're good for disrupting his opponent's formations, that's for sure. But the sentry bombers, of course, also effective versus hitting the ore refineries. That will likely take out both the ore collector and the refinery. No, the refinery stays alive with a sliver of health. Not sure why I actually got gunned down. Looks like some MiGs get gunned down there by the multi-gunner IFVs. Athena's fires some rounds there. Good hits there. More cluster rounds. Getting some good splash damage on this Athena cannon. And here comes the Terror Drone. Does get the infect there. He can potentially save it. It doesn't look like he's going to save it. So the Terror Drone should be quickly cleaned up. Yep. Looks like he's starting to hit at this observation post. This observation post has been cleaned by the allies. And splash zone wall segments as well at it. We do have another Dreadnought deployed on the field. And there's a number of flak cannons here, as well as MiG support, so should and does take out that losing all the MiGs like that is not a good idea. He didn't have a Q move for the retreat. Sentry Bomber has been brought back. This ore refinery has been cleaned on up. I'm not sure if the ore collector was actually rebuilt. Great bombing runs there from the Vindicators. But to get a cash bounty, get some rebate there, and more wall segments being deployed. The Iron Curtain is now available, which could be useful for the Dreadnought if it gets focused down. That maybe was going to save it up for. Good, it's there onto the ore refinery. Prospector trying to avoid this region. It does get shrunken there. You can use the Iron Curtain on the Dreadnought to make it so he has invulnerable sacrificial launchers. I think it's pushing way forward. We got, looks like another satellites this time. Get some of the infantry there. Cluster rounds to come forward. That's a lot of Mirage things. And that's not one Mirage there. That's a lot of Mirage. And that's a horrible joke. And that is the big Desolator Strike, getting some great hits there on the infantry, and getting some good damage there on the Athena cannon. It does take out one of the Athena cannons there as well. Over here, Apollo's getting gunned down. These multi-gunner IFVs are getting quite a bit of veterancy. Speaking about multi-gunner turrets, or IFVs, one of them does go down. Sacrificial Launchers quickly finishes up that command hub there. Does get a fully heroic Dreadnought getting him self-repairs, which means if he needs to, he can go ahead and will he use Iron Curtain on this? Will he save the heroic IFV or Dreadnought there? Oh, doesn't get frozen there. It can still go either way. Yellow has deployed out Vacuum Imploder. And we do have the aircraft carrier now deployed on out. The Akula sub is still in the region, so the aircraft carrier could be quickly taken out by it. It is also elite. Ultra torpedoes will do serious damage versus the aircraft carrier as well. Yellow's just going to hold off. He has some good wall segments there. The V4s are alive, at least most of them. Has a good number of Mirage tanks here. Cutting down some of the economy there. This is not depleted, but very close to it. Does get it shrunken there, and looks like the Ultra Torpedoes do connect with the aircraft carrier, almost taking it out. Try and protect his Athenas there. He still has these Kirov's airships. More cluster rounds raining on in, hitting those vans in the middle of the island. It takes out one of the Athenas there with the V4s. Trying to go for a freeze there. He was successful, but the Kirovs, they're still Kirovs, trying to go forward as well. Now he's going to make his way forward. He can't use the Iron Curtain on the Kirovs, but he can use them on the hammer tanks. And the Kirovs can push forward to absorb shots there. Now they're going to back away. They did the job of warding away his opponent. He will save the other two V4s. They get unfrozen now. The aircraft carrier looks like it does get destroyed by the Kulo sub. The Kulo sub is going to make its way away from the forces. Fully heroic. You've got some veterancy on the MiGs as well. Hammer tanks receive a bit of fire there. And these trees are definitely mirages. Not the effect, the tank. V4s are raining on in. Cluster rounds. Magnetic satellite? No, magnetic singularity. We'll take out that heroic Athena cannon right there. Very nice. As well as a bit of infantry. And now got some satellites. I think level 1 satellites raining on in. Getting some great hits on the Mirage. Takes out one of the Mirage there and severely wounds the other. Another aerostrike coming on forward. So many buildings there. They didn't realize they all got cast in. Getting some great work in there. Takes out another 2 Mirages. Vacuum floater is 3 minutes away. This aircraft carrier has not made a whole lot of headway. Sure, he's hitting that refinery over and again, but not getting close to the vacuum floater. We do got a Natasha now out in the field. I think the Natasha's going to go out to sea and do a pilot snipe. I'm going to send her around straight into the bridge. Ooh, and there's Iron Curtain there onto the Dreadnought with sacrificial launchers engaged, firing so many rockets. The Iron Curtain will wear off relatively soon, but will destroy a lot of infrastructure right there. He will try to escape on out there. Likely he will probably be frozen. Doesn't have any escort there. I think the MiG's coming to try to save it now. He can get frozen as long as it doesn't get shattered there. And now going for an airstrike onto the Assault Destroyer. Does get power back up and going. And he doesn't realize Natasha's actually going to get an airstrike. Oh, nope, that's why Natasha's airstrikes suck. A Kulo sub, relatively fresh Kulo sub right here. Yep, it's going between underwater and not underwater right there. A little bit bugged out. The heroic Dreadnought, it will get bombed by the Vindicator, and so does Natasha. This aircraft carrier is quite wounded. Ultra torpedoes do connect with the abandoned or neutral aircraft carrier. We also got the MiGs. They're trying to stop the sorties. I hear that's probably magnetic singularity. Does grab the other aircraft carrier, but won't go down. Needs something to finish it off. Low in power as well. And here comes the Ultra Torpedoes. Throw some rounds into the Elite Assault Destroyer. And Vindicators have seen quite a bit of bombs or missiles there as well. Mirage tanks and multi-gunner turrets are making their advance, trying to break down these wall segments. And now the Kirovs may eye to push them away again. This Kirov has self-healed himself quite a bit. Oh wait, Time Bomb? Time Bomb has been deployed out there. He still has power for his air vacuum floater. He's just trying to keep this vacuum floater alive. He's probably going to throw it onto the naval fleet or on the ground forces here. Something got destroyed there. I think that was the unneutral aircraft carrier. And the Riptides, of course, can hit the under-submerged units, so can the Assault Destroyer if it gets the Black Hole armor turned off. Of course, the Kulo subs really are effective versus the Riptides. Riptides are more of a light unit, and nope, he saved the Hydrofoil there with the Black Hole armor. Oh, and there's the vacuum floater there, nailing the Mirage tanks there. He knew that he was going to be void there of the Mirage tanks and takes them out. He has no more aircraft carriers as well. Ludus is lacking all of his heavy assets at the moment. He can reclaim this aircraft carrier, he throws an engineer into it. His heaviest assets probably this Assault Destroyer. And here comes the International Space Station. does take out the ore collector, the prospector. No, actually it was still there. My bad. And he largely avoids those bombs. Cool Sub finds hits there on the hydrofoils and throws regular torpedoes on the wounded hydrofoil now. He says Cool Sub should be able to deal with the naval forces Blue has, and uses the Iron Curtain, and he could have actually threw the Assault Destroyer into that Iron Curtain if he was quick enough. And the Assault Destroyer does go down, he's cleaning up the hydrofoil, just being also annoying. And the MiGs come forward as well. It takes out the cryocopter, so the C has been cleaned on up. He can throw a combat engineer into the aircraft carrier to claim it. Does have a handful of Mirage tanks there, as well as a Athena cannon. The Akula subs, the only anti-naval. It'll help with secure naval superiority, but Blue could just abandon the water. He doesn't have naval expansion. He has nothing tying him to the sea. Yellow, I would recommend him. He's going for Crusher Crane now. He needs that Crusher Crane to crush the Akula subs to get some rebate, because they're not very useful at this moment in time. And then a Singularity, try to get some stuff. And we'll be start hitting those wall segments now. MCV receiving quite a bit of fire there. Do have the V4 launching. And rolls a miss. And receives some retaliation there. I think that's going to be a Desolator airstrike. Yep. Which will keep these guys quite contained in one little region there. V4s could get some good work in. These are, one's loaded with high cluster, one's loaded with high precision. All missed. This aircraft carrier is still, in fact, alive. He has crushed. No, he is not. He still has not crushed these Kula subs. Shouldn't take too much to take out this single aircraft carrier, who's entering in. These aircraft will receive quite a bit of fire there, but looks like they will manage to go past in order to get a sortie off. These aircraft are reasonably durable. And getting shot down the way back is completely irrelevant. Because in Raider 3, they're not tailored to their payloads. Let's take out one of the Vindicators now. And now here comes Twin Blades to quickly finish off that aircraft carrier. Athena can't start to make its way forward. And that is like the Magnetic Singularity. And he has not responded to that one. And the V4s could get some good work in. Yes, we got a single shot there. But here up Time Bomb as well. Time Bomb deployed there. That will finish off the refinery. V4 rocket looks like got a hit there on both the Athena cannons, taking it out. Or maybe there's just one Athena cannon. Yeah, there was just one Athena cannon. There was two multi-gunner IFVs, which one of them did get taken out as well. And the aircraft carrier has been captured by Yellow, so Yellow has his own aircraft carrier. He could crush it, but this is one of the units you probably don't need to crush. Let's take out that refinery now. Not refinery, prospector. And Blue has surrendered. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. What a crazy game. We saw a little bit of everything. I forget which one was the one I just casted. Let's just go to this one and see if it's the one I did cast. Nope, these are two different players. But before I get started, this is basically going to be the last replay tonight. Unless you guys have any replays you wanted me to cast, this is going to be the last replay for me tonight. If you have any links, just go ahead and perhaps link them to gamesreplay.org link, and I'll take a look at them. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Raider 3 replay. So on the left side as the Scion allies, we have Infinite 1v1. On the right side as the Blue Empire, we have Superpower. Got a Dojo Core generator. For boot camp, like I'm going for a dog into Engineer. Dogi starts pushing his way forward, trying to find some engineers to feast on. And we do have a bonsai charge here. Mutual. Oh, wait, no, not a mutual trade. The dog actually got the kill there. He does gun down the dog there. So in the end, it was more or less a mutual trade, but usually that sort of should be a mutual trade. Civilian structure being gunned down by the Javelin troop. Got the Dojo Corps, however, advancing, and the garrison was not cleaned on up. This one will be significantly damaged, but not cleaned up either. They're still healthy enough to be garrisoned. Core refinery being deployed out at sea. Dojo Corps here being sold off. So Blue may want to go a bit more defensive here. He does have this Dojo Corps here, try to get some crushes. Got a good number of peacekeepers. We do have an airfield with an unusual wall placement. People go for usually a tight wall placement, not a very wide one. You want to get those Javelin troops there, I guess. Just those 3 Imperial Warriors inside this garrison, but the peacekeepers can engage at range. There's a lot of peacekeepers here. If he has honorable discharge, maybe this Dojo Corps can do a bit of work, but he can get quickly focused down. Does keep one guy in the garrison. Vindicator pushing his way forward, trying to hit that Dojo Corps. Does hit the Dojo Corps. Looks like the oil derrick will go down. It does do a nice little smash somersault there. You have a Mecha Bay. Wait, was that a tier up? That may be a tier 2 already. So no Jet Tengus or Mega Tengus. Going straight for tier 2, so this may be a... Oh, it is a Tsunami Tank. I was going to think it was a Chopper VX. We do have a Defender Corps deployed out. Immediately anti-aircraft mode. It's a good idea to keep it in passive anti-aircraft mode. Tsunami Tank trying to go for some crushes there. And does get gunned down there with only taking out a couple of those Peacekeepers. And there was no honorable discharge there. So the Empire play has not gone for honorable discharge. We got this Dojo Corps advancing, trying to set up on top of this refinery point. It does go ahead and block the refinery, but dead. And it gets inside the garrison that was not fully destroyed as well. It does go ahead and fully destroy the garrison now, but all the Imperial Warriors are wounded while alive and start hitting that Coral Derrick, but we won't be able to get the kill there. Your warrior does go down there. And the Jet Tenku may get gunned down, does get gunned down there, and still no honorable discharge. So he's gone for a different protocol line than the standard one. So it's interesting. Will we see balloon bombs? I don't know why. I don't think that balloon bombs may be the one he went for. But that's just a gut feeling at this point in time. Couple more Mecha Tengus engaging that Prospector over here. We do have Striker BXs get a kill there on the Apollo. Very nice. Indicator charging on forward as well. May need to get transformed. Nope, doesn't get transformed off and doesn't get any good missiles there as well. Split a bit of fire. Could potentially got the kill there if you would have focused fire a bit better, but did not. This refinery may get harassed immediately. Got a Yari mini sub in the mix as well now. Not sure what tier this Imperial Docks has. Chopper VX is now flying about. And Tsunami Tank does get bombed down by those Vindicators. And this refinery was forced to be sold off as well, as he does lose the naval expansion. blue will soon be refinery headed to his opponent once this one is fully situated. Yep, first load coming on in. May need to transform away. Does get some missiles there, gains good hits. And now an airfield has been deployed on out. Another airfield, I should say. Still can't really get a good grasp of what the Empire player is going. Let's actually switch over to him. We do have point defense drones. Have we seen honorable discharge just yet?
Dojo core ready.
Yeah, still don't know what he has exactly as planned. He does get a handful of tsunami tanks now. A lot of Apollos now out in the field. 5 Apollos, 3 Vindicators. This refinery expansion may go down. Does actually avoid the cryo shot entirely since it was thrown on the opposite side, so he does dodge successfully. And these guys will fall back. He can't throw bombs onto the ore collector, wouldn't kill it off, and he has the naval docks for repairs. Does take out the power generator there, might as well. And does spot the nanotech mainframe. Okay, we may see some Wave Force artillery sooner rather than later. I doubt there's going to be a Shogun battleship. There could be either Shogun, but I think it's going to be Wave Force artillery. As we know, he has tier 2 Mecha Bay Core. Going for our tier 3 docks, he will also need to invest into a bunch of Sea-Wings for anti-aircraft support, because he's definitely not going to go and test the air with Mecha Tengus at this point in time. Apollo's flying about. That's Assault Destroyer into the refinery line. Does crush the wall segments. Does not crush the ore collector. 2 of the chopper fixes go down. 1 of the jet Tengus go down as well. Some missiles rain on in on the Apollos, but none of the Apollos go down. Ore collector's falling on back. Could perhaps go towards the ore. Nope, gets bombed. I was going to say he could go towards the war factory to get some repairs, but was unsuccessful. Overall, it still feels like the Empire player is in a bit of the back foot, though he does have a bit of tech advantage as well as more economy. Guess what, these air forces, great bomb splits there, and then Pure Warriors cooled, so the 3rd bomb could finish him off. Got a lot of tsunami tanks here, a handful of Striker VXs. I don't think we see any cryocopters yet, so those Striker VXs could get some great anti-aircraft support. You need to make sure those are not in the front. Tsunami tanks have to go in the front. Another Assault Destroyer coming forward for harassment. The last one was relatively successful in providing the aircraft getting shot down with an engagement. Apollo's been making their advance as well. Assault Destroyers, of course, crush that wall segment. That's one could go down as well, but those throw some rounds onto the ore refinery. Needs to transform away. Does lose one of the chopper VXs and still does not have honorable discharge. Black hole armor does come forward. That one is just stall out and will go down there. It does transform now. Get some missile hits then. And the wounded Apollo does not get hit. Single Yari mini sub engaging this naval dockyard. Of course, the Yari mini sub will quickly go down to a bunch of Vindicator bombs. Another Yari mini sub make his advance. There's something to point out. Another Assault Destroyer. He won't be able to go in the water to escape. Maybe a good idea to use Last Voyage. And he does use Last Voyage right there. Very nice. But actually, still no honorable discharge. This Yari mini sub getting some great damage into that Prospector. Just trying to deny that line. Maybe put on aggressive. It does actually avoid the bomb run by sinking into the water now. Ooh, Wave Force artillery gets frozen there. Anything to point defense drones to absorb the shot. Goes for a massive crush. It does get the shatter there on the Wave Force artillery, but loses all the infantry in return. Overall, probably better to get the Wave Force artillery down rather than having that fire some shots onto the infrastructure. And got a dolphin hitting this ore collector. He didn't get into gun mode to gun down the dolphins. And that Yari Mesa sub still also problematic. But it's there on the Vindicators. And does throw some bombs onto the Yari Mesa sub. Does manage to get back under, submerged on the water. He could go for honorable last voyage. No, misses the goes for both on the ore refiner. Could have thrown some torpedoes in there. I thought he was going to go for the command hub at first. No additional Wave Force artillery, it looks like. Nope, there's 2 there now. There's a good number of Guardian tanks here. We will be fighting against a lot of Tsunami tanks in return. Inkbuster can do some work in. We'll lose one of the Vindicators there. The Wave Force artillery does clean up, or at least de-garrison the garrison. Some quick shots there. Should be able to quickly take out those javelins. 1 javelin remaining. Now Blue's gonna make an advance along the ground. We could see a shrink there. Those Vindicator shrinks are just a good way to neuter the artillery. Another assault destroyer being deployed now does get followed back home. The assault destroyer could crush the Striker VX or the artillery base. Wait, was that a Yuriko? I could have sworn I just saw Yuriko. Is that Guardian tank a sudden transport with Yuriko inside? A lot of these forces are quite wounded. Does take out the Chopper VX. The Striker VX is getting some good hits in. And the Wave Force artillery has premature detonations. Yeah, it is a sudden transport. I clicked on it, so it is a sudden transport there. Loaded with a Yuriko, I believe. Tsunami tanks does go down. These forces will need to fall back. Wave Force artillery was shrunk. The shrinks reduces the damage output like by 50%, by more than 50%. Reduces the max range, but does also increase speed and allows some units to be crushed. So if you shrink, say, a regular tank, a hammer tank, say, or a tsunami tank or a guardian tank, crush the opposing tank, like it was an assault destroyer or apocalypse tank. Those shrinks are. Let's just say people say allies are overpowered for a reason, largely due to the fact that cryocopters. And the Yuriko does manage to get a kill there and destroys that refining line. You don't see a Yuriko all too often. She can quickly, there goes the cryocopter. No, doesn't finish it off right there. Those with the sudden transport there, and she will get frozen. And there goes Yuriko. We do have a sleeper ambush being deployed on out, but the cryocopters quickly just freezes them up. Peacekeepers will, of course, finish them off, no problem. A little bit overkill with that bombing run. Does take out that power plant. And does clean up the rest of the sleeper ambush. We've got these Striker VX engaging. He is low on power. There's some Mirage tanks right here. And does actually kill that one right there. He spotted it. This van is also very easy to tell that is a Mirage tank. That tree, not so much. That van, I wonder if it's also different between if it's client base or if it's completely random if it's there's a replay.
Out in the open.
The biggest problem when it comes to shrink rays, I would say, not only reduces the damage output, makes it easier for the cryocopters to freeze it, but I think it also completely neuters artillery since it reduces the max range. So if they're attacking, they just charge forward and get themselves killed. And the crowd again is preventing these guys from retreating back properly. They're chilled, slowing them down. Charge tanks coming up for as well. There goes all the Wave Force artillery. And why are these guys EMP? Did the aircraft carrier throw an EMP on top of those forces? Yeah, there was an aircraft carrier. I guess that EMP missile was not very good for the Allies. Pyrocopters push the way forward. We got the missiles bringing in from the Striker. Getting some good damage in there. Getting actually good AoE damage as well. He threw those cryocopters away. Another Yuriko coming on forward. This time, she'll make her way over on her own power and not rely on a sudden transport. Does get her elite right now. She's still very vulnerable to those cryocopters, but there's only one remaining last time I checked. Trying to get the kill there on the Prospector. Needs to run forward and then get it. Aircraft carrier pushing the way forward. We got some Yari mini subs advancing, trying to get some good damage there. It looks like Yuriko does go down to a Peacekeeper. Looks like she got frozen by a Crowdcopter. Don't be ashamed if you don't know the answers. People are willing, if you ask, people will tell you, and their opinions will go along with it. Asking is important. Better be informed rather than naive. Cryocopters will quickly freeze this naval dockyard. And he will throw his one bomb there. And he will quickly freeze the ore refinery. That's frozen. And he threw both his bombs there, a little bit more micro right there. And so the ore collector should be escape on out of there. Chopper X pushing way forward. We've got some balloon bombs. Relatively rare thing to see, being deployed on out. Athena cannon here. Has put out the shield generator, but he got too close for the shield generator. We got the Apollos pushing way forward, and the nice transform there, grouping for a pair of the Apollos. Some of the Peacekeepers does go down there. You got these Crowdcopters trying to freeze down the MCV. Striker VX is trying to interrupt them. He does interrupt the freeze there with his unpack. MCV's almost frozen. And Yuriko does throw one on the ground. He does get a brief freeze there, but doesn't get the kill in time. Yari made some police in the seas. Yari... And that may actually be the game, because he's starting to sell off the structure. It's his last structure, and he's about ready to back out of the game. And that is the end of the game. This is Adam Gray saying thank you for watching, and have a good evening. Yep, that's the last replay on my list of replays available. Probably going to cast more replays next week. Everybody have a good evening, and get some